All right, so we're going to take a look at some examples that may or may not include the hinge theory. If two sides of congruent triangles, sorry, if two triangles have congruent sides, and the side that is in between those two are not congruent, then we can make some conjectures about that third side relative to the two figures. All right, so we are going to compare the measurement of angle BAC and DAC. So BAC, well, that has a length of 7. So we're looking at this angle versus DAC. All right, well, we can see that AB and AB are congruent. And we know that line segment AC is congruent to itself, reflexive property. Therefore, we can use the Hinge theorem to safely say that angle angle DAC is less than angle BAC because the side length opposite BAC is greater than the side length opposite DAC. For example 2, we need to compare EF and FG. And I'm given some information here. I know that this angle is congruent to itself. I know this and this side, this side is congruent to itself. This side and this side are also congruent. And we know that this right here has to be not 82. It needs to be 98. Therefore, this angle is larger than this angle. And it has two congruent sides. Therefore, FG must be greater than FE. John and Luke leave school at the same time. Example 2. John rides his bike 3 blocks west, then 4 blocks north. Luke rides 4 blocks in the east, then 3 blocks at a bearing of north 10 degrees east. Who is farther from school? Okay. I guess I should have done example C first. Oh, well. Let's do that. I'm sorry. All right, so we see that this side and this side are congruent. Side length Ln is congruent to side length Ln using the reflexive property. And we know that this is 38 degrees. We also know that 19 is larger than 18. So this angle cannot be greater than 38 degrees. So that means that 5k minus 12 has to be less than 38 degrees. Add 12, add 12. So we get 5k is less than 50. Therefore, k has to be less than 10. But wait, there's more. We also know that we cannot have an angle of 0, which means that 5k minus 12 has to be greater than 0, which means that k has to be greater than 2.4. So the sentence I'm looking for is 2.4 is less than k, which has to be less than 10. All right, let's try our last problem and hope that the incoming students can be quiet. Maybe a fool's hope, but we'll see. Back to John. So the angle formed by John's route, let's see. So John rides his bike 3 blocks west, and then 4 blocks north. I could have planned ahead better. Let's try that again. 3 blocks, and then 4 blocks. And so using the Hinge theorem, we know that's 5. And then his buddy goes, is 4 blocks east, and then 3 blocks at a bearing of north 10 degrees east. So that means it's north with 10 degrees. And so I know that this angle is larger than this angle, yet these two sides are equivalent. Therefore, I can say that Luke has gone a farther distance from school. Finally, right, oh, I love 2-column proofs. Okay, so I'm just so excited. I'm going to start with the given. Oh, wait a second. Let's start with this. Let's say line segment AB is congruent to line segment CD. The measure of angle ABD is greater than the measure of angle CBD. So these are my statements. And reasons. And so we know that these are given. All right, so what does that mean? So AB is congruent. Okay, that's great. And oh, we know this is congruent to itself. So we know that BD is congruent to BD using the reflexive property. All right, and we're trying to prove that AD is larger than BC. Well, we know that this measurement is greater, CBD, is greater than ABD. So we know that because this is a greater angle, that the side length opposite has to be greater. So really, this is not a huge proof at all. So we can go straight to using our Hinge theorem to say AD is greater than CB. And again, that's the Hinge theorem. And there we go.